As you can see here in this screenshot, in my preseason prediction video for Miami, I actually predicted a loss in this game against Virginia Tech. Since then, we found out some good things about this team, but also some really bad things. So do I still stand by my preseason prediction and predict a loss for Miami in this Virginia Tech game? Let's find out.
Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, the Coach Coop Show. Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, the Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show.
What's going on, Canes fans? And let's not forget about the Hokie fans that are going to show up on this video as well, because there are actually quite a few Virginia Tech fans that are subscribed to this channel. The number 9 Miami Hurricanes are taking on the unranked Virginia Tech Hokies this Saturday, November 14th at 12 o'clock Eastern Time on ESPN2. I want to see fans of both teams sounding off in the comment section, because when we play, things tend to get a little bit heated. Now, before we jump into the preview video, however, I do have 2 brief announcements, and many of you already know what's coming. Coop, we're tired of hearing about it. Coop, I've already bought one. Coop, I've already bought 5. The Don't Be a Fan Later shirts are still up for sale on the Coach Coop merch store, but just remember, for only a limited amount of time. After November, these shirts are no longer available, so don't come running to me on December 1st saying, Coop, I didn't know, I had no idea they were back up for sale. You've got until the end of November, and then they're gone forever. So if you want to be a member of this Don't Be a Fan Later exclusive club, then you've got to act soon. Link in my pinned comment, by the way. And I'm also excited to announce that I have a huge contest for Miami Hurricanes fans coming up next week that's going to have a big prize. And I may or may not have gotten Canes wear involved. And by may or may not, I mean we did. So stay tuned for more info coming real soon on that contest. But for now, let's get into this preview video. I had previously stated that the Miami versus NC State preview video was the toughest one I had to do so far this season. That Wolfpack team was tough to figure out, but in the end, I predicted a Miami Hurricanes dub, and we found a way to make it happen. Now, with all that being said, the Miami versus Virginia Tech preview video is now the new toughest preview video that I've had to do so far this season. Virginia Tech is just a tough team to read. You started out the season strong, but then dropped a game to UNC. Well, that's completely understandable. The Wake Forest loss for you guys was at least a close one. But then you come out last week and lose to Liberty. The Liberty Flames. Heck, I hadn't even heard of them before. And now here we go. But Coop, we didn't have our star running back Herbert. But Coop, Liberty beat FIU and Syracuse. But Coop. I just truly don't know how I feel about this Hokies team, man. I mean, you guys have Hooker, who is a true dual threat quarterback that has rushed for over 500 yards so far this season and is throwing at a 66.3% completion percentage. That sounds pretty darn good. Virginia Tech actually ranks in at number 2 in the country in total rushing yards so far this season. And let's be real, if Khalil Herbert had played against Liberty, you guys might be pushing for that number 1 spot. So that actually brings me to the big question in this preview video. Will Virginia Tech's running back Khalil Herbert be healthy and actually play in this game? Because what really sucks is right now at the time of filming this video, we don't know. And to be honest, just between me and you, I'm betting that Virginia Tech doesn't make an official announcement until Friday or Saturday so they can kind of keep it on the DL. You know what I mean? So this preview is just going to assume that running back Khalil Herbert is going to be healthy and be playing in this Miami versus Virginia Tech game. You want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So we're just going to assume that he's going to be in the game. Now, as great as Virginia Tech is at running the ball, their run defense actually ranks as the worst amongst all Power 5 teams, which is kind of ironic, right? Because they run the ball so well, but they sure as heck can't defend the run. And it's also worth noting that overall, the Hokies have graded out as the worst defense so far this season in the ACC. That's tough. This could be a huge opportunity for Miami to get the run game going. And I'm not just talking about De'Aaron King. I'm also talking about some big yardage for Cameron Harris, potentially Don Chaney Jr., and Jalen Knighton against this porous Virginia Tech defense. So let's take a look at some brief history between these two teams. Miami and Virginia Tech have actually faced off 37 times in total, with Miami leading that series 22-15. And we all remember the game from last year, so listen, there's no reason for me to even go there. Let's not even do it. And let's also take a look at some average stats so far this season for both of these teams. And again, just keep in mind that I don't do any of the 0.6 or 0.2 stuff. I round up or down respectively. So far this season, Miami average points per game coming in at 34, Virginia Tech 37. Points allowed against them so far this season, averaging Miami 25, Virginia Tech 32. Yards gained so far this season, Miami 443, Virginia Tech coming in at 465. And average yards allowed against them per game, this one's just crazy, guys. Miami 394, Virginia Tech 461. Again, the two things that really stand out for me here are yards gained for Virginia Tech, because of that 465 that you see, 277 of that is from rushing. And also yards allowed against them per game, because for Virginia Tech coming in with that whopping 461, man, that defense is pitiful. So let's transition over to 3 keys to a victory for both of these teams. And we're going to kick it off with Virginia Tech. So what do they need to do? 3 key things to ensure victory in this matchup. Number 1, Khalil Herbert must be healthy and play this entire game. Yes, your quarterback Hooker rushed for 156 yards last week. That's huge. But he can't do it all by himself. Virginia Tech, in my opinion, needs Herbert. They must have him in this game if they want to win. Number 2, somehow, some way, Virginia Tech must shut down King's ability to run the ball. And I understand that these first 2 keys to a victory are very obvious, right? Of course these things need to happen, but they're too important to not mention. These are game changers. Miami's O-line overall so far this season has struggled to help provide a consistent run game. But just last week against NC State, De'Aaron King rushed for 105 yards. And running back Cameron Harris has struggled some late in the season so far, but De'Aaron King definitely has not. And lastly, Virginia Tech needs to come out and play mad and upset. Now, of course, disciplined as always, but they can't get caught hanging their heads after that crushing Liberty loss, or potentially looking ahead to, I believe, 3 weeks from now to the Clemson game. And now moving on to 3 keys to a Miami Hurricanes victory in this game. Number 1, and I know, here we go, Coop. Of course this needs to happen, but as I said, these are just too important to not mention them. Miami's defense has to find a way to shut down Hooker's ability to run the ball. He's just too big of a threat. He is an accurate passer, and you have to respect his ability to throw the ball, but man, that guy can run. Last season, he rushed for 76 yards against Miami, but I can almost guarantee you this year, he's pushing for triple digits in this game. And if Miami isn't careful with the way this defense has been performing overall, that could very easily happen. Maybe Manny Diaz is even more hands-on with the defense this week. Please. Number 2, we need wide receiver Mike Harley to just keep doing whatever the heck he's been doing to play like he has in the last 2 games. He's caught 35 passes for 497 yards so far this season, but keep in mind that 323 of those, yes, 323 of the 497 come from the last 2 games. And lastly, Miami needs to create more turnovers in this game. So far this season, we've created 10 turnovers total, which ranks 39th in the country. But we've had so many more opportunities for turnovers so far this season. Trust me, I'll take the pass breakups and the batted down balls, but let's get a pair of picks in this game. So now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the video, the moment you've all been waiting for. Coop score prediction for this game. Now, I want to let you guys know that I don't always get the numbers right, but so far we are undefeated this season when it comes to wins and losses. But before I give you the magic numbers, of course, I always have to mention the ESPN matchup predictor, something that is completely pointless and doesn't mean a thing. And I hope to goodness that you do not place your bets based off of this. But they have Miami's win percentage chance coming into this game at 37.8%. and Virginia Tech at 62.2%. So they do have Miami as underdogs in this game, which has surprised, honestly, I think, fans of both teams. But Liberty put up 38 on Virginia Tech. Louisville put up 35. UNC scored 56 on Virginia Tech. So with that being said, I am going to give Miami 38 points in this game. And Virginia Tech, a whopping 31. That's right. I am actually going and turning my back on my preseason prediction because we know a lot more about these two teams now at this point. Again, as I said at the beginning, I did have this down preseason as a loss for Miami, but honestly, I underestimated how pitiful and porous this Virginia Tech defense would be. So yes, I do have the Canes with the victory here, 38-31. Still, however, a close game because I want you guys to keep in mind, again, I mentioned Khalil Herbert. This is assuming that he plays because that guy absolutely is a game changer. But I really think the story of this matchup is going to be the battle of the dual threat QBs, Hooker versus King. Which guy can lead his team to victory? And again, if Herbert is healthy or not. I want you guys to keep in mind that a lot of people are popping in these preview videos and they're comparing, well, this team did this to them, or they defended this against this team very well. So what makes you think that changes in this matchup? I feel like in this 2020 season, given everything, right, all of the unique circumstances with COVID-19 and just all the craziness going on this year with the schedules and teams and coaching staff and whatnot, that truly in the 2020 season, you have to remember that you just have to go game by game. So you can't necessarily take what teams have done earlier in the season and apply it to any game, honestly. You just have to truly go game by game because we've seen how crazy things can be in this 2020 season. So that's my score prediction for this game, guys. Make sure Virginia Tech fans and Miami Hurricanes fans to leave your score predictions down in the comment section below. If you don't like leaving score predictions, feel free to just discuss the game a little bit. I still, once again, think this is going to be a close matchup because Virginia Tech's defense has struggled, but Miami's defense has struggled as well, and Hooker and Herbert absolutely do pose a threat. So remember, guys, that we will be going live the night before on Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, to take call-ins, discuss the game, and then we will be live during the game as always, just like we do every single week, and I will have links for you guys. They call me the link man for a reason if you don't have cable or a way to watch the game. Remember, though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out.